We often think of leadership as a title, right? A corner office, a spot at the top of the org chart. But what if leadership is something else entirely? What if it's more about your responsibility than your rank? Today, we're going to dive into the Above and Beyond Leadership Network, or ABLN, a global movement that started in Kenya and is built on that very idea. So let's explore what really makes this whole thing tick. This right here, this is the bedrock of everything ABLN does. It just completely flips the script on the conventional view. Think about it. Instead of asking, what's my title, it forces you to ask, what's my influence? It's a huge shift in perspective that redefines the entire purpose of leading in the first place. And this is the organization making it all happen. It was founded by Gabriel Agufa, and what started as a local training institute has just blossomed into this full-blown global leadership ecosystem. Their mission isn't just to train better managers, it's to raise transformational leaders, and to do it on a worldwide scale. So, how do you actually cultivate that kind of leadership? Well, for ABLN, it all starts with their foundation, a totally different way of defining what it even means to be a leader. So, when you hear ABLN use the term transformational leadership, this is exactly what they're talking about. This isn't about making small tweaks here and there. Nope. It's about deep, fundamental change that's driven by character. And that change radiates outward, from one person to their community, then to institutions, and eventually to entire nations. And the most important part? It's all aimed at the common good. Okay, so that's the big idea. But it's not just a nice thought on a poster. It's supported by a really powerful philosophy that's broken down into 3 core pillars. These are the beliefs that guide every single thing they do. And here they are. First, this deep-seated belief in putting character over competence. Second, the idea that leadership is, at its heart, about service. And third, the principle of multiplication, that a true leader's job is to create even more leaders. Let's dig into that first one because, honestly, it's probably the most radical and the most important. Now, ABLN is not saying that competence, the technical skills you need to do a job, isn't important. Of course it is. But what they're arguing is that competence without character isn't just ineffective, it's downright dangerous. A really skilled person with no moral compass can do a ton of damage. It's character, things like moral courage, honesty, accountability, that makes sure those skills are used for the right reasons. It's the firewall against corruption. All right, so we get the philosophy. It's powerful stuff. But how does ABLN actually put these big ideas into practice? This is where we get to the ABLN ecosystem. This is where the theory gets real. So the whole network is built around 5 distinct but interconnected branches. You've got the Institute for the core training, the Fellowship for really deep hands-on engagement, a mentorship network for ongoing guidance, a forum for public conversations, and a research lab for cooking up new ideas. See how they all work together? It's a full support system for a leader's entire journey. Let's just zoom in on one of these branches, the Global Fellowship. Now, this is not some weekend seminar. It is a serious 6 to 12-month commitment. The fellows go through intense training, sure, but the kicker is they also have to design and execute a real-world community transformation project. That right there shows you how focused they are on practical, tangible impact. And the ambition behind this whole ecosystem, it is not small. ABLN has a super clear strategic vision for taking this model from a strong foundation to a true worldwide movement. You can actually see their game plan mapped out in 4 distinct phases. They started smart with phase 1, building out all their core programs. Right now, they're in phase 2, expanding regionally by setting up new chapters. The next steps are all about building international partnerships to really scale their reach, with the ultimate goal being phase 4, becoming a self-sustaining global leadership movement. So who is all this for? Well, that's what's so cool about it. The audience is incredibly diverse. ABLN is intentionally bringing together young professionals, faith leaders, corporate execs, and public servants. And that cross-sector approach is critical because they know that society's biggest problems can't be solved by just one group working alone. And how do you connect this diverse global audience? Well, they lean hard on technology. They're a really robust digital platform. ABLN is able to equip and mentor leaders all across Africa, Europe, North America, Asia, and Latin America. It basically makes their training accessible to anyone, anywhere. So all of this, it brings us to the core challenge that ABLN is putting out there, not just to its own members, but really to all of us. It's an invitation to rethink our own role as leaders, no matter what our job title is. This is the network's motto, and it just perfectly captures their whole spirit. It's a call to action, right? To push past whatever barriers you think you have and to deliver more than what's asked of you. It's a philosophy of excellence, but one that's grounded in service. So as we wrap up this briefing on the Above and Beyond Leadership Network, we're really left with this question. If leadership is truly a responsibility of influence, it forces us all to look in the mirror and ask, what kind of influence are you building right now, today, in your own community, your workplace, and your world?